Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of Logout. And this episode talks about customer experience, people who are into customer service roles, call centers, customer facing roles, and how they can actually enhance their productivity at work, making sure that their performances at work are recognized and they go the extra mile for the customer, leaving an everlasting impression on the customer. Now, customer service roles are very, very critical to any businesses. It's very important that people who are at the other end of the phone or the other end of the customer facing are highly motivated, engaged, and happy employees. It's very important for organizations to actually look after their needs, make sure that they're well compensated, they're happy, and they're super motivated. Because if they're happy, they're going to turn your customers into fans of your business. Now, for the customer service reps, my number one advice that I tell my team members all the time is that you are the problem solver for the customer. So whenever a customer calls you, the first thing that you need to bring that customer in that bracket where they feel confident enough to dealing with you, saying, okay, this person is actually going to resolve my problem. Now, this is entirely up to you how you actually engage that customer to come into that confidence where he feels that yes, you're going to be solving the problem. Now this is connected, right? This gets connected when you take full ownership of the call. When a customer calls you up, you act as the business owner. You are the highest authority. You are the person who holds everything. You're the one who knows the product. You are the one who knows the problem. You're the one who's actually going to solve the problem. Please do not involve titles during your calls. Yeah. The moment you say, oh, let me check this with my supervisor, let me check this with my manager, let me check with this team member, you've lost the grip on the call. The customer will be like, oh, okay, so this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Let me speak to the person who's actually authoritative enough to actually take a decision. At this stage, you've actually lost the customer. So please do not involve that. And this is one of the primary reasons that escalations happen. The moment the customer feels that you don't hold any authority any longer, they're not interested in talking to you. They just say, okay, let me just speak to that person. So please stop involving titles. Now I understand there might be instances where you will not have the authority to actually go, probably, let's say the DOA is not there and you don't really have the authority from the management. At this stage, it is okay to say, okay, let me quickly check this for you and get back to you. That's it. You don't have to say, oh, I don't have the authority to do this. My manager has the authority. He'll be like, I don't want to talk to you. Let me speak to the manager. So please make sure that you say, whatever you do backstage, do it. But it's not the customer's concern what you do. The customer's concern is to make sure the problem is resolved. How you resolve it backstage, it's not his concern. So don't lose the grip by involving titles. Make sure that you make the customer feel that you're the problem solver. Now, number 3 is making sure that you tell the customer a time frame if you need to check something and get back to the customer. Now, most of the times what we do is we say, okay, we're going to give you a call in 2 hours. Poof, you're gone. You're not even calling back the customer. The customer is in dark. He's repeatedly calling the call center, or please don't leave the customer in dark. You have to make sure that if you commit to a time frame, you get back to the customer. Now, most of the times what happens is we don't get back to the customers because we don't have a solution ready at that stage. At times we promise, okay, within 24 hours your issue is going to be resolved, but that 24 hours is taking long. So you just don't call the customer, which is wrong. A very good customer experience would be to actually pick up the call, have the guts to actually call the customer, have the empathy to speak to the customer, tell him, look, I promised that I would be calling you in 24 hours. I am still working on it. I've not resolved the problem. Please allow me a further 12 hours or 10 hours or 8 hours and I'll get back to you. This thing is going to make sure that the customer trusts you. He will be like, okay, even if you take 2 days anymore, I know that my issue is in safe hands and I've got a responsible person looking after me. This is how you leave impressions. This is how you make customers fan of your business, right? So these are very, very critical tips. Trust me, if you apply this, you're going to have customers who are going to be staying with your business for a long time, and you'll have your management being very, very impressed with you, and you're definitely going to be going up the ranks very, very quickly. Now, the last part is for the businesses, companies. It's very important to make sure people who are customer facing, who are in direct contact with the customer, are super engaged, super motivated, well compensated, and always at a level where they're ready to go the extra mile for your customers. The decision is yours. If you want to be giving them low salaries, not engaging them, demotivating them with stuff, it's going to have a very bad impact on your business. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope all the customer service reps who are listening to this, if they apply these 3 points, they're going to be definitely enhancing their performances at work. Thank you.